Hi, folks. I am Mr. Thomas, and I'm your instructor for Dmpt 2605 Intro to Video Compositing and Broadcast Animation for the Fall 2023 semester. The course recognition number for this class is 20048. I published a welcome video earlier, and so once again, welcome to the course. And this walkthrough video is going to serve as a brief introduction to the Blackboard site, our policies in the class, how we're going to run the class this semester, and the syllabus. So as you can see here, we are on Blackboard and we are on the announcements page. You don't see any announcements here now, but in the very near future, by the time you start class, you'll see announcements here. Announcements are extremely important for you to read and to heed. They will be emailed to you in addition to being posted here in the announcement section. And they tell you everything that we're going to be doing in the following week. Announcements will appear on Sunday or Monday, early Monday morning or late Sunday night of the week. So for example, you're going to see the announcements for week 1 Sunday night, the 20th of August. Actually, you won't be able to access it until Monday morning, August the 21st. But those announcements apply to everything that we're going to be doing in the first week of the class from Monday, August the 21st through Sunday, August the 27th. And you'll get these every single week. Please make sure you read them. Like I said, you will see them here in the announcement section, but you'll also see them. I also email announcements to you a couple of times. Please make sure you read them and follow them carefully. It'll tell you all the deadlines that are going to be for that week, everything that you need to know. At the very least, sometimes I add additional announcements in the middle of the week if an opportunity for student professional development comes up, or an opportunity that you may find useful or helpful to you in the middle of the week. I'll often post announcements between the weekly announcements, but at the very least, you should be reading the weekly announcements. Really read all the announcements, because they're not just arbitrarily placed. They're all placed for your edification. So they'll appear in this list right here, okay? And of course, you see the announcement section in the table of contents area of Blackboard. But when you first start on Blackboard, you want to click on the Start Here link. And in the Start Here link, what you're going to see is basically all the setup information, all the administrative information that you're going to need for the course. The first folder here is very important. It's the no-show participation assignment. You want to make sure that you get your no-show participation assignment done by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, August the 27th, okay? It's a very simple 2-question quiz. It doesn't count for anything, but it registers you as an enrolled student in the course. It doesn't register you for the course, of course. You've already done that, but it confirms that you have participated in one activity, at least one activity online. The reason why we do this is because of the fact that we have to have accurate numbers as far as the number of students registered in the course and actually participating in the course. For financial aid reasons and other administrative purposes. Please make sure that you take this quiz by the deadline, because if you do not, you will be withdrawn from the class if you don't take it by the deadline of 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, August the 27th, 2023. So as I click the link there, you can see how you would go into the participation quiz, and you click begin and start the quiz from there. We're not going to do that right now because we don't have to. Well, I don't have to, okay? But you definitely have to, okay? So clicking the Start Here item again, going back out to the main Start Here section, instructor contact information. This is how you can contact me. My office hours for the fall 2023 semesters are really the most effective ones I have are on Fridays, 9:30 to 2 p.m., okay? I'm available for like 1 hour on Mondays and Wednesdays before I start teaching classes. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I teach class all day. So I don't really have a whole lot of conference hours. I don't have a lot of conference hours available this semester. So it's extremely important. And if you want to come see me, please make an appointment so I know that you're going to be there. A lot of people have a habit of just dropping by, and I don't mind that. But the problem is that if you drop by and I'm not available, if I'm teaching another class, or if I'm working with another student, then I might not be able to get to you. So just like a doctor's office, I like for you to make appointments so that I can make sure that I give you what you need to be as successful as possible in the course. You can see my email address there, thomasj@gptc.edu. Of course, my office is in the C building in C18, and my office number is 404-297-9522, extension 1305. Okay, you can use any of those ways to contact me, or you could just speak to me in class. As you know, this is a hybrid class, so that means we do meet on campus, but there is quite a bit of work you're going to have to do in learning After Effects. That's the program we're going to learn about in this course. There's a lot of work that you're going to have to do on your own time outside of class time. Okay, so going back to start here. Okay. The walkthrough video of the course. Actually, you access this video from the walkthrough video of the course link right here, and the welcome video is also in that link. The syllabus you can access from this link right here. It'll take you to another page where you can download the syllabus. I strongly recommend that you download and read the syllabus thoroughly, because of the fact that that is my contract with you and your contract with me as far as what we are going to do this semester. And it also lists all of our standards and policies. So make sure you download that syllabus. We're going to go over a brief review of the syllabus over the course of this video. So please make sure that you look at that portion of it. That review is not going to be comprehensive. That means we're not going to talk about everything that's in the syllabus, because that would take way too long, but I'm just going to hit some of the most important highlights there. Okay, after that, you have your course schedule. Your course schedule basically tells you everything it's going to be due and when it's going to be due in the semester. All the assignments, quizzes, projects, things like that. Your academic calendar is a lot more comprehensive. That's really more comprehensive as far as the school in general. It doesn't necessarily speak to my course. It speaks to your deadlines, like payment deadlines, first day of class, last day of class, exam period, things like that apply to GPTC as a whole. GPTC student and Blackboard support information. If you're ever having any problems with accessing Blackboard or really anything technical on campus, you definitely want to contact tech support. But this portion right here addresses Blackboard specifically. I'm pretty sure you know what Blackboard is through your orientation or your previous classes. However, Blackboard is a lot of things. It's my online grade book where I enter grades, when you can see your grades, and also where you can get notes on your performance on your different assignments. Blackboard does a lot of things. It is really our hub, our central area in the course, of every course. Textbook information, the textbook for the class is, you can find the textbook in the syllabus, but here is a screen capture of the book. It's Adobe After Effects Classroom in a Book for the 2022 edition by Bree Ginchild, or Gail Ginchild, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Lisa Fritzma. You must purchase the book for the course. There's no way around it. The course is based on the lessons or chapters that you read in the book, as well as the exercises that you do in the book that go with these chapters or lessons. So it is totally impossible for you to pass the course without reading the text and doing the exercises in the text. There's no way to get around it. There's no way to dodge it or try to, no way you can elude that. So please make sure you get that. You can get it at the GPTC bookstore. You can see a link to the GPTC bookstore down here, or any book retailer, Amazon.com or Thrift Books, or just the Adobe Press on site. So make sure that you get that textbook as soon as you can. Let's go back to start here. And Grading policies for the course, it just basically tells you what's the numerical value out of 100 for an A, B, C, D, and F. We don't do A pluses. You can mathematically get like a B plus, B minus, C plus, C minus, even an A plus. But what's reported on your progress reports for GPTC, it's always just a flat letter, A, B, C, D, or F. If you are a Dmpt major, and I believe all of you are, you must get a C or better in this course to move on to the next course. And I want to emphasize or better. Proctoring basically just talks about how I grade the exams and projects. More importantly, it talks about the proctored event that's going to happen at the very end of the semester. The proctored event is the same thing as your final exam. You'll have to use Respondus Lockdown Browser to take the final exam. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Additional course resources. If I have anything, any professional development links or articles that I want to present to you, you'll find it in additional course resources and college resources. Those are just resources that you may find helpful just being a GPTC student in general. For example, library services, and also there's a link to register for the next semester, as well as a course catalog, a list of campus services, the student handbook, and TCSG's free online training, and other things, as you can see. So that's a very good resource. You want to make sure that you avail yourself of everything we offer you here at GPTC to make the most of your time in your education and your effort here. Okay, so that's pretty much all for the Start Here section. Let's take a look at the other links. We don't really do much in Cafe Chat. That's more of like an online discussion forum. Of course, we talked about the announcements already. The assignments, this is where you're going to spend most of your time, in the assignment section. So when I click on that item there, you'll see that the assignment section is broken up into modules, and there are 15 modules, okay? Each module represents a different chapter or lesson in the book. The book calls each chapter lessons. I call them chapters. But in this first assignments level link here where it says Module 1, Getting to Know the Workflow, you see that this is just basically a summary of what we're going to cover during that module. If I click on the link, I get 2 other items. The first is Learn, Read, Video, and Objectives. Basically anything that you're supposed to read, like articles that I may give you from online or YouTube videos that I provide to you from online, it's going to be covered in the Learn, Reading, Video, and Objective section. The Learn, Reading, Video, and Objective section also tells you, it's going to tell you what chapter you should be reading in the book. Actually, you kind of know that from the title of the module, but the reading section is simply going to say you're to read lesson 1, Getting to Know the Workflow, or whatever the name of the first section is. That's all it's going to say. The actual portion of the textbook that you're supposed to read for this module will not be in the reading section. You must purchase a textbook. This is just telling you, hey, don't forget to read this chapter in the textbook and do the accompanying exercises. So when you click on videos, it's going to give you a list of the videos. When you click on this, it'll give you a little video to watch that covers the content, that talks about some of the elements in the module or in the lesson or in the chapter that you're supposed to read. But please know, watching the videos is not a substitute for reading the book, okay? Because of the fact that the video may cover 1 out of 30 different things that are talked about in the chapter. Readings, if there are any articles that I feel would be helpful to the content for the current module, you'll see links to those articles, like online articles, maybe a PDF I provide or a PowerPoint presentation. You'll see that in the reading section as well. Okay, so we're going to go back out to the base level of assignments. You can see every subsequent module has that exact same structure. Each module represents a different chapter or a different lesson in the text. On the Learn, Reading, Video, and Objectives, it'll tell you everything you're supposed to learn in the module. Click on that link. By the way, the objectives link here, it just kind of reiterates what you're going to learn in this module. Don't click on the objectives link or the icon. That's not going to take you anywhere. Just go ahead and read that. Under videos, we've already covered that, what you do with that. Under readings, here is exactly how the reading section will look. Well, it looks for all of them except for the first one. Apparently, it says in Module 2, Animating Text, you'll read the following lessons in the class text and do the corresponding exercises. Lesson 2, Creating a Basic Animation. There's nothing in this reading section that just tells you what you need to read in the text. Okay, so please make sure you do that. And all the assignments run just like that. This is a 15-week semester. So right at around 8, we have a midterm week in which you'll have you won't have any new readings to do, but in the assignment section, you'll have a quiz. The midterm isn't up there yet. In the assignment section, for every week other than the midterm week, week 8, and the final module, week 15, you'll have quizzes, okay, in the assignment section, okay, and you have weekly quizzes that's based on the reading in the textbook. So you want to make sure you do the readings in the textbook, and you make sure that you do the exercises in the textbook, and the quizzes evaluate your understanding and your proficiency. There's no way that I can grade everyone's assignments every single week that you're going to be doing in the textbook, because there are a whole lot of them, okay? But how I can evaluate your understanding of the principles and also your proficiency hands-on with what you learn in the exercises is through these quizzes that you're going to be getting weekly. You may have as many as 10 quizzes this semester. I don't do redos, I don't do retakes, I don't do makeups or anything like that. So if you miss a quiz, it's gone and you can't access it anymore. So just please make sure that when you go into the assignment section and you take your quiz, you try to take your quiz. If it's not visible, if you don't see the quiz there, that means you missed the deadline. The deadlines for the quizzes are always on Sundays at 11:59 p.m. Okay, and all of this is spelled out in detail in the announcements and the emails that you get weekly. So just please make sure you pay attention to those, because if you miss it, it's gone. I don't do any redos. During the midterm and the final, you'll see a midterm exam instead of a quiz, and you'll see a final exam instead of a quiz on the final week. But you'll also see periodic projects. You'll have 3 projects. One of them is in the midterm assignment section. There's another one in the module 5 assignment section, and the last one is in the right here, project number 1, stop motion animation. It's in module 5. Project number 2 is at the midterm, the network package, and project number 3 is at the final project, the opening credit sequence. So those are the 3 projects. You want to make sure you do those. Do the quizzes every week, and make sure you do the midterm exam and the final exam. And all of that can be found in the assignment section for each module. Okay. As far as the calendar is concerned, this is just going to be basically a calendar that keeps you up to date with all of the different quizzes, projects, and exams that you have due. So you want to make sure you make good use of the calendar section to keep track of things, right? Email, of course, if you want to send email, you go to the email link. My grades, of course, you would use that to see all of your grades on all the assignments and quizzes and everything in the course. And that's about it for Blackboard for the class for you. So I want to make sure that you, once again, go back, take that notes for participation assignment. Make sure you do that by the 27th. Make sure that you download and read your syllabus. Let's take a quick look at the syllabus for the course. Here it is right here, okay? Course recognition number 20048 for the fall 2023 semester. Once again, this is my name and my contact information. We're meeting as a class once a week on Thursdays from 1 to 4:30. Okay, that means that you're going to spend a whole lot of time doing the assignments, doing the lessons in the textbook, and doing your projects at home, in time that you would normally be in class. If you were to meet with the class, it's like we would meet twice or 3 times a week. We just meet once in C24. On Thursdays from 1 to 4:30. Okay, the course description here basically talks to you about the goal of the course. We are going to teach you how to create and animate motion graphics, and we're going to talk about digital compositing, titles and logos, how to animate raster and vector images, and so forth. I'm just going to skim over this. Please make sure you read this in detail on your time. So that's just a description of what we're going to learn in the course. You need to have taken Dmpt 1000 and Dmpt 1010 raster imaging before you enter the course. This is a 4-credit-hour course, and this is the specific information on the textbook for the class. Okay. Know that the information that is presented in the syllabus is very specific to my course. However, there's some other information that applies to all courses at GPTC that's contained in something called the supplemental syllabus. And you can find that supplemental syllabus online at gptc.edu/supplemental-syllabus. It contains information on issues like academic misconduct, special services, and technical support. Not specific to my class, but it applies to GPTC overall. Course competency areas and learning outcomes. This basically tells you what you should know by the end of this course. Industry terminology and trends, post-production techniques and responsibilities, workflow techniques with post-production equipment, post-production workflow techniques with digital compositing software. That's still pretty broad, and you may not know what some of those words I just said are, but don't worry, by the end of the course, you will know what they all mean. This is just echoing of the no-show work ethics statement that I made earlier. Please make sure you complete the no-show assignment. The no-show assignment is due by Sunday, August the 27th by 11:59 p.m. Please make sure that you do this no-show assignment. If you do not do this no-show assignment, what's going to happen is you'll be dropped from the course by the registrar. Okay, here are some course policies. Late work is not accepted. Okay, so that means that if you miss a quiz, if you miss a project, if you miss an exam, don't even bother asking if you can turn it in. The answer is always no, and I record a 0 in the grade book. No ifs, ands, or buts. All of your work must be properly formatted. So if I were to ask you for you to turn in a Adobe After Effects project file, a .aep for, say, a project, and instead of giving me an AEP, you give me a fully rendered out QuickTime video, that is not what I asked for. That is not properly formatted. You get a 0, and I keep it moving. Okay. The reason for that is because in the professional working world of digital compositing, or really anywhere in the professional working world, you can present to your client or your boss, a customer, some work, but if you don't give it to them in a format that they can use, you might as well have not done it in the first place, and you've wasted everyone's time and possibly millions of dollars. So we are going to make sure we turn everything in the proper format to train you, to get you up to speed and train you, and to get you used to the standards and practices in the world of design. That's also why we don't accept late work or do redos. Okay. Also, if you must submit everything on Blackboard. Do not email me anything. There are a lot of reasons for that, a lot of administrative reasons for that, but also this is once again another professional development opportunity. You must turn in the work on time or early, in the proper format and in the proper place. Okay, so submitting a final project to the wrong in the wrong receptacle is just as bad as not turning it in at all. Okay, and once again, you get a 0 for that. You only have one attempt to do quizzes, exams, or projects. So, like I said, no redos. It's your responsibility to get the textbook and to get the software. Okay, you will need to get a subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. The Adobe Creative Cloud is an excellent piece of software that has more than 20 different applications that you will use, not just in this course, but also through most of your courses in the Dmpt department, like Premiere, Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects for this course, Adobe Audition. There are so many apps within the Creative Cloud suite that you will use. Also, the Creative Cloud suite is something that you're going to use you can use in your professional life. Right now, your goal should be learning the skills that you need to become a great designer, digital compositor in this case, in this course and apply those skills to projects that you actually want to do outside of class. Make sure that they're really good, great projects. They're to the highest degree of quality, and then you put those projects in your portfolio, which is what you graduate and present to prospective clients and prospective employers so you can get a job, okay? Or you can start your business. So that's kind of how our whole system is geared. But I'm at adobe.com, and I just wanted to show you where you can find, we can get access to the, to buying a subscription to the Creative Cloud. I'm going to go to adobe.com and click on Creativity and Design, and then I can click on Students and Teachers. Okay, because you can get a student discount. Now, you don't want to get the free trial because of the fact that the free trial only lasts for like 7 days, and you have to download the individual apps one at a time. You want a more permanent solution to the requirement that you have this software. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, actually, let's take one step back to Adobe Creative Cloud. That they've kind of changed the website since I've last done this. Okay, and I'm going to go to Buy Now. Right? Okay. And actually, this might not be it. I'm going to continue. Okay. Let's go back. And let's go back again. Okay. Let's click on See Plans for Students and Teachers. Right there. That's where we want to be. Okay, now this is kind of where we were before. Free child, that is not what we're interested in. And let's see if we can navigate our way to the actual. Okay, here it is. No, that's not it. That's going to take me to the full price. The student rate, by the way, is $19.99 per month for your first year once you've been confirmed as a student. Let's click on the Buy Now here in the student section. Like I said, they've made some changes. Bang, there it is. Great, wonderful. So yearly, you could either pay for a full year, which would be $239.88, or you could pay it month by month, which most people do, $19.99 per month. That'll give you access to over 20 apps that you'll need, specifically apps that you'll need for the course. So you would click either monthly or yearly, and then you click Continue. And then if you want to add Adobe Stock, that's like a separate app where you get the video and still images and sound effects and music to use in your projects. You can choose that as well. We're not going to do that. You're going to need to enter your email address to prove that you're a student, enter your school email address, of course, and also you're going to have to start an Adobe account. And then after that, the website will lead you through the process of getting your student subscription. Okay. All right. So we're not going to go through all that because I already have a subscription. All right. So that's basically what you need to know about the Adobe Creative Cloud software. Please make sure that you get that like as soon as possible. Yes, you can use the subscription on the computers in C24, which is where we teach the course. However, please know that if you do not have your own subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, you will not be able to access the apps on the computer, because in order to access the apps on the computer, it's going to first ask you to sign into your adobe.com account, and that's going to sign you into your paid subscription, and then you can use the software. So if you don't have a paid subscription, don't even bother trying to use the software in the lab, because of the fact that it's not going to give you access to the apps. All right. Okay. So as far as communication is concerned, when you email me, please give me at least 24 hours to get back to you. If you email me Monday through Friday morning, if you email me Friday evening, Saturday or Sunday, then I'll get back to you by noon of the following Monday. Okay. Please make sure that you understand this policy. A lot of students will do something like they'll wait until the weekend to start on a project or a quiz or an exam, and they will run into a problem Saturday night at 2 in the morning, and they'll email me saying, "Oh, Mr. Thomas, I can't take the quiz because I can't get into Blackboard, blah, 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 blah." And of course, I'm not checking my school email when I'm not checking my work email when I'm not at work. I'm having a weekend just like everybody else. So I check it Monday morning after the deadline for the quiz has passed. Okay, if you're a person that's in an unfortunate situation, fortunately, you just missed the quiz. All right. So one of the things that will teach you is don't wait until the last minute to start on your work for class, and make sure that you communicate with me in a timely manner. Always assume that something assume that something is going to go wrong. So start early on things so we can work out those problems ahead of time. Don't be the type of person that's something's always going wrong at the last minute and you expect everybody to jump up and, due to your bad planning, it becomes somebody else's emergency now to help get you out of hot water. Absolutely not. That doesn't happen in this case at all. So please make sure that you plan accordingly. You plan ahead. As a matter of fact, all the quizzes are available for you to take now online. There are deadlines for the quizzes. Like I said, Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. of every week, you'll have a quiz, and that deadline will close at that particular point in time. All right? But at the beginning of the semester, all 13 or so of the quizzes are available to you, or I think 10. You can take them. You can take them, if you want to read ahead in the book. You can take them early if you're that motivated. That way you don't have to worry about missing any deadlines. But when a deadline comes for a particular quiz, like say, for example, the first quiz deadline is September the 3rd. Once September the 3rd comes and goes, once 11:59 p.m. goes, that quiz shuts down and you will not be able to take it ever again. So please make sure that you take your quizzes on time, if not early. Okay? Right, and here's just basically a communication of the course waiting for the course. We have a midterm exam, a final exam, 3 projects, 10 quizzes, and you also have a professionalism grade. Professionalism is an evaluation of your application of the professional work ethics as defined by the GPTC student handbook to your coursework, conduct, and individual contributions in the class. If you look at the GPTC course book, and actually if you look at Blackboard, you'll see 10 habits or work ethics that GPTC espouses and wants to train our students in so that they're successful in the industry. Professionalism is to what degree do you apply that to your work? Is your work on time? Is it neat? Is it of high quality? Things like that. Those are some of the things that affect your professionalism grade. And as you can see, that's 10% of your cumulative grade in the course. Okay. Like I said before, the proctored event is your final exam in the course, and that's going to take place on before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, December the 3rd, 2023. Okay. The final exam, it's not up now, but it will become available closer to the end of the semester, and you don't have to take it at a specific time as long as you have completed it before 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, December the 3rd, 2023. You have to take your proctored event final exam with Respondus Lockdown Browser. You probably are all familiar with Respondus Lockdown Browser, but I have a summary down here of what browser is, how you install it, and how you use it. I have lots of links here to help you get started with that. Okay, and after that, we have the course schedule, which is basically everything that you're going to need to read is in the middle column. And then what you were supposed to turn in or do for a grade is in the last column. Of course, the first column is just a statement of what module or what week we're on. Okay, we generally do 1 module per week. The first week, it's kind of heavy on readings because a lot of this stuff is like the syllabus and watching the welcome video and the walkthrough video and taking the notional participation assignment, all that kind of good stuff. All right. And then as you can see, as we go through the weeks, week 2, we have, each week we're going to go 1 chapter in the book. Lesson 2, creating a basic animation read that chapter or lesson in the book, and then we'll take a quiz on what we studied the previous week, the first week of the semester, which is the introduction, the getting started section of the textbook, and lesson 1 called, well, it's actually called Getting Started, lesson 1. All right. So we'll step through the book every week. Okay. And then know that, like I said before, you have project 1 on stop motion animation due on the 5th. By the way, I have a lot of really, really, really good YouTube links that talk to you about gives you some great ideas and techniques for making stop motion animation with a phone or a camera in After Effects. So you need to watch those. Also, the details of every project is listed in its project assignment sheet. This is basically the instructions, what you're supposed to do for the project. You can find the project assignment sheet for any project attached to the Dropbox for that particular project in the assignments section of the module we're talking about. So for example, in this case, you'll see the project assignment sheet in the assignment section of module 5. And you'll see a Dropbox listed project number 1, stop motion animation. If you go into that Dropbox, you'll see the project assignment sheet that you need to read and follow to the letter as you complete that project. One of the things that costs students the most points is that they either don't read the project assignment sheet or they don't read it thoroughly. Okay? You need to read it thoroughly once before you start to get an understanding of what's being asked. And as you do the project, have that project assignment sheet there waiting for you so you can basically do everything on that project assignment sheet like a checklist, because I am using the project assignment sheet to evaluate your projects. Okay, so if you may be vaguely familiar with it, but I wrote the project assignment sheet and I'm using it to grade your project. So you want to make sure that you do that for all 3 of the projects that you do. As you can see, the deadlines for the quizzes are listed here. You can, of course, take, for example, quiz 4 before Sunday, the 24th of September at 11:59 p.m. You could take it now, for example, because it's available. But if you don't take it by Sunday, September the 24th, it'll disappear and you'll never have access to it again. Week 8, of course, is our midterm week. We have project number 2, the network package due that week, as well as a midterm exam on chapters 1 through 7 in the textbook. Okay. One other thing I want to tell you about the textbook is that in order to do the exercises in the textbook, you must download some assets that you get for free after you purchase the textbook. Okay. So, there's a video. It's in the first week. You're supposed to read a video is supposed to watch that shows you how you access the assets for the textbook, and I have some instructions. If you look at the week 1, it explains where you get the assets that you need. You can't do the exercises in a textbook if you don't have the assets. Okay, so you need to make sure you follow those instructions. Download the assets from the publisher's website so you can do the exercises in the textbook. Know the Adobe Creative Cloud. You do not get an Adobe Creative Cloud subscription when you purchase the textbook. You do not. Okay, you must purchase the software, the apps separately. But when you purchase the book, you'll get the assets that you need to complete the exercises in the text. And as you can see, the very last part, well, it goes up to week 14 here, but there are really 15 weeks in the semester. I'm going to end the semester on December the 3rd, 2023 with your final project, the opening credit sequence, and your final exam due by 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, December the 3rd, 2023. All of this must be uploaded or completed on Blackboard. Of course, we had a Thanksgiving holiday. I think that's the 23rd or so of November. Okay, so that's it as far as the syllabus is concerned. Like I said, this was just an outline of it. We didn't go over everything in as detailed as we could have, but you want to make sure that you read over. We didn't go over everything in like word for word, I'll say, because that would take a lot longer. Make sure you read over this very carefully and you have a copy of it. If there are any changes, and there are always changes, they will be listed. I will tell you in class, and I will also list it in the weekly announcements and the emails that I send to you. If there are any detours we must take from the syllabus. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to meeting you all on August the 22nd at 1 p.m. in room C24, so we can go ahead and get this exciting semester in DMPT 2605 started. I will see you then. Thank you. Bye-bye.